desire to serve the Lord. Like you just don't know, like I just want to serve the Lord. Like, you just get possessed by it. Okay, so today we'll talk about that. This was just like an overview. Okay, maybe can someone put that verse on the chat with the translation? Rahul already did. Rahul is
Already.
such a Hira person. Okay, Damayanti, do you want to read?
Yes, ma'am. Nayanam galadashruddharaya vadanam gadagadarudhaya gira pulake nichitam vapu kada tavanam grahane bhavishyati. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
Yeah, that's very nice. You see, in this verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking for some feelings that don't appear to be happy things, right? Like he's asking, like, when will I get to cry, like Ashru? When will I have a trembling voice when he's talking about, when you read the word Gadgada? When will I have goosebumps? Like these are the, like, why would someone want suffering? Is like bhakti like really for like crazy people? Sorry, just 1 second. Give me 1 quick second. I'm just tuning this. Oh my God. I don't know if I'm actually like, becoming like my like parents. So untech friendly. No, tech unfriendly. Can't even say that right. Okay, anyway, we'll just move on. I was just trying to get some light because I don't have power here right now. Anyway, so you see that we're in the 6th verse, and you'll see a change in Shikshashtakam now. You see, when you write a letter, you write all these nice things, please accept my humble obeisances, and blah, 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 blah. And in the end, like, you come to the main point, like, if you can do this, like, I'll be like, please, 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 if you can just do this, and then, your servant and whatever. So it's the same thing with Shikshashtakam. Not same thing, just a little bit, like the main essence is coming down now. So the first 5 verses of Shikshashtakam was just talking about, devotional services, quality of being a devotee. Now we're taking a turn, and we're actually going to talk about ecstatic emotions. And we're going to talk about prema bhakti. Today we'll talk about bhava bhakti, okay? Bhava. Even like the word has so much like, like you feel like saying it, bhava. Like there's so much contentment in this word, even just with the pronunciation, even with the sound of it. So you see, like Lord Chaitanya is asking for all these sufferings, but and anyone can question, like, why would the Lord? I mean, I'm just asking this question to you all. Why will the Lord want to have like isn't it we do bhakti to get relief from our material distress, material problems? Like I don't want to cry for someone, and I don't want my voice to tremble because I was in anxiety, and I don't want to have any goosebumps out of fear and trauma. And why is the Lord like now asking for it? Like, am I in the wrong place? So why is the Lord asking like this? Why does he want all these sufferings? Monil, I know you know. Please share.
I don't know how to express this, but when you love someone so deeply, when that love is so intense, sometimes you cry out of happiness, and
Very nice.
you tremble just by looking at that person. You cannot contain that happiness. So Mahaprabhu is asking for those kind of emotions. This is not out of suffering, but out of intense love. So
Right.
it
Very
may
nice.
come out as same thing, but it's very different.
Very nice. Yeah. Everything that, we understand that like there is a little banyan tree and there is a reflection, like material world is just a reflection of the spiritual world, but upside down, right? So whatever is lowest here is on the top there, right? So it's just the same thing. Like every feeling, every emotion that we have in the material world is also existing in the spiritual world. People cry here, people cry there. People are anxious here, devotees are anxious there too. So the thing is, this one kills you, but this one, like the one in the spiritual world, it actually nourishes you, right? It actually nourishes you. And it's not just the devotees, it's the Lord also who cries. Like in Mayapur, I think it's a record. Every Kirtan Mela that happens in around, Gaur Purnima, the Panchatattva deities, they start crying. Like this year, Jai Pataka Maharaj when he started singing and deities started crying. I was personally present there, witnessing it. It was like very different experience. I mean, even in Mayapur, on the day of Gaur Purnima, during Guru Puja, Prabhupada deity was having tears, right? So these tears are not of anxiety. These tears are not something that, raise your blood pressure or make you sick or anything like that. Okay, so he's asking for 9 things. So now we'll talk about 2 things. So both the things are related to number 9, but I'll tell you why we're going to discuss them. Okay, so first we'll talk about 9 processes of bhakti, and then we'll talk about 9 stages of bhakti, and then I'll tell you why we're talking about it. So there are 9 processes of bhakti. Like let's say a newcomer enters the temple, and what do we give them? Jivada, what do we give a newcomer when he enters?
Set of clothes.
Set of clothes, you said?
Yeah, like devotee paraphernalia and stuff like that.
Okay. So devotee paraphernalia, I would imagine chanting beads, right? So we give chanting bead to the devotees. Sometimes, like when I entered the temple for the first time, I ended up in Maharaj's class, and Maharaj was doing charades. And I was like, what is happening? Is this like some rehearsal for something? And it's like Maharaj, like, I couldn't understand what was happening, but it's fine. So that was actually the most important aspect of anyone's spiritual. If this is actually important for anyone's spiritual process. So the 9 process of bhakti is that you start chanting, of course, and then it starts with hearing. Okay, so that starts with punya shravana, like you hear about the Lord, and then the second one is kirtanam. Okay, so after shravanam comes kirtanam, when you are singing the same thing. So what you're hearing, you're liking it so much, you're just so happy. So either you're going to sing on the harmonium or you're just going to sing in Bhagavatam class, still the same thing. Hey, did you know, Mother Yashoda tied Krishna in this way? Because you're just so happy you want to share it with someone. I'm going to share a picture in the group. I forgot to share this before. What is this brahmachari's name? Mundal Brahmachari. It's a very sweet devotee. He was sharing some joy, of his experience in Krishna consciousness and his experience with a wonderful devotee. And look at the glow at his face. I haven't seen him this effulgent and beautiful. And he was really sharing everything from his heart, like how he was praying and how there was some reciprocation and how his guru was involved. It was just amazing. So that's we do Shravanam. Like we hear, and then we do kirtanam, we speak. So this is the second process. And anyone who speaks about Krishna, there is a different joy. I'm sure you might have enjoyed this too. Is there anyone who never enjoyed speaking about Krishna? Like I like hearing it, but when I share it with someone, I just feel like, Is there anyone in the group? Rohan, is that you? No. Okay, so everyone likes talking about Krishna. Then is smaranam, remembering Krishna. It's so nice to remember the Lord. Isn't it like sometimes devotees, they come back from Dham and they're like, oh, Radha Shyam Sundar was so nice. And wow, Panchatattva was so nice. Then they're in Toronto. When they go out of Toronto, oh, I'm missing Gopinath. And what is he wearing today? Like every time, they're missing the Lord or they're remembering the Lord. Sometimes you get irritated. You're like, oh, Lord. When Subhadra is handling my screen sharing part, I remember the Lord so much so that I don't lose my temper. right? But so you just like you remember the Lord in whatever whichever way, but you remember the Lord. The question is like you remember the Lord. You could, if you're a new driver, you could be on the street and you're like so scared to drive, and you can remember the Lord at that time. Wherever, whichever place, whichever circumstances, you know, like you, like she's remembering the Lord right now, as I have given the example. Uh, Svaranam is the third one. Then comes Padasevanam. Anyone? What is Padasevanam?
Serving the lotus feet of the Lord.
Yes. Okay. Padasevanam is that. And Archanam? Okay. What is this? Like,
You
is it,
Offering, worshipping the deity.
Rohan, did you do this?
I was giving Aarti to devotees after that.
Okay. My conditioned mind. I'm sorry. Okay. Then comes Vandanam. What is Vandanam?
Bowing down to the
Vandanam
Lord.
is praying to the Lord. And you see, like when you Vandanam means, like, you've heard it, Guru Vandana, like we're praying to Srila Prabhupada. So this Vandanam is praying, and this is like really, really, really sweet and nice, you know, when we pray to the Lord. How many of you actually enjoy prayer? And can you share how do you feel when you pray? Yes, Joe. Yes, Damayanti, go ahead.
I do enjoy praying. I feel like that's the time when the deepest emotions of the heart come out, and like you yourself realize like what do you actually want during like those prayers, because sometimes it's like we're just questioning like if we want this or not. Sometimes like we even question like, is this Krishna consciousness something I want at times which are very low. But
Yes.
then when we hit rock bottom and then those prayers come out, and then you realize, yeah, this is something you want.
Yes, very nice. Subhadra Devi?
I feel like when I pray, I feel like I'm using the right words to show my love and respect to Krishna and Guru. Like when you're doing Guru Vandana, I feel like,
Yeah.
oh, these are the exact words which I want to, which I want to say and show my respect and love to him, to Prabhupada. So
Very,
yes.
very nice. And Shreyanshi?
I would like to add, like, I think while praying, we are the honest selves. Like we are very honest, like the way we communicate and like how organically we are. Like some
Yeah.
people like to talk, when you have a banter, like this is what happened, this. So you cannot fake it. Like it's not just this is you and he knows. So you have to say what exactly is in your heart. So I feel that is a
That's very nice.
communication.
Very nice. You become very organic and authentic. Yes. Rahul?
I like reading Vaishnav bhajans whenever I have to pray. I'm incapable of praying directly from my end, so I read Vaishnav bhajans. Like then I understand what I have to pray. So it's like both the things are happening simultaneously.
So you're saying reading prayers allows you to understand how to pray. So this way you're able to relish the mood of prayer. Very nice.
Such
Very
as
nice.
one bhajan that we sing in the morning, Radha Krishna Kanmor Yugal Kishore. I would never say directly from my end that Radha Krishna, you are my heart and soul, and you are the combination, and I want to pray forever to you. But I don't think so. I have those kind of words in me coming out. But when I'm reading that, oh, now I'm able to apprehend that
Yeah.
no, now I say this that Radha Krishna Pranamur Yugal Kishore. So yeah, that's how Vaishnav bhajans help us a lot.
Very nice. So you're saying that, yeah, I like Vaishnav bhajans, they allow you to not only like have an understanding how you want to pray, but also like you just start appreciating the devotee who is praying, like the depth of their realization. Very nice. Aditi, one last point.
Yeah, it just feels like a very intimate interaction with the Lord, where it feels like a one-on-one time where you can share, whatever's in your heart. And often, if you have that quiet, like focused time, it feels like Krishna may also be talking back to you. So praying, I feel like, has that power.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean, some people can actually interact with deities. Jananivas Prabhu is very expert in that, and it's very, very nice, very sweet. I'll give you a little secret today. Do you know how to double up the joy of praying, of this process? Sorry, Rohan?
Congregation.
Pray for others.
Pray for someone else. Yes, when you pray for someone else, the joy doubles. So what you do tomorrow is pray for this wonderful devotee in ISKCON Toronto, Vishakha Devi Dasi. You all can pray together. You'll feel so much joy, like, Krishna, please forgive her, please Gopinath, and have mercy. And even better than that, what helps? Any guesses? I'll show you once again. Writing prayers. Writing prayer is so strong. Rukmini wrote a letter to Krishna, and Krishna came all the way from Dwarka to Vidarbha to marry her. So I'm not saying you should be writing prayers to invite someone to marry you, or you could do that also. I don't mind that. But it's important that you write prayer. I really like the point that Shriyanshi made, that, we are very authentic when we are praying, because Lord knows who we are. Right? We can't tell Lord, oh, you know who I am. Like, Lord knows who I am. So we actually write the prayer in that mood. And the best thing about writing prayer is it's just very nice, there are devotees here in Mayapur who write prayers to Nrsingadev, and the pujari actually reads the prayer to Nrsingadev. And it's like, how come I did not know this thing? Is it why I'm suffering? So this is my first task tomorrow morning. I'm going to be there, catching all the pujaris that I'll see. Okay, this is my letter. This is a copy of my letter. This is the copy of my letter. It's very important. And to the point of Aditi also, when she mentioned having interactions with devotees, I just heard today there were some devotees over here that I like hearing the pastimes, of devotees and their exchanges with the deities, that there was someone who was having trouble in her marriage, not marriage, she wanted to marry someone, and there was some difficulty, to be together or something. And there was a text message, from the boy or something. So she took the phone and went straight to Panchatattva and was crying to Nityananda and showing the message. Look, this is happening to me. And of course, they got married in the same temple, and everything went okay. But you see, how much prayers have power, and every devotee should be praying. And this is actually the second best gift that I've got in Mayapur. And literally, I'm just noticing the name of the book journal is also Vandanam, literally the same thing that we're discussing. Rajbalak Prabhu? Yes. What about him?
That was not for every. No, he should pray that. That's what I meant, but it wasn't.
Okay, we should stop covering up. I know you were doing passing the chits in the class, and I caught you. Anyway, Rahul, Bhakta Rahul, please go ahead, and then we'll move on.
Sorry?
You have your hand raised, Prabhu. You want to give a high five, or you want to share something?
Okay, I actually wanted to say two things. First of all, yes, Brahma Prabhu also does it. On my birthday, I wrote a letter to Kirchur Gopinath. Next day, he came up with solutions.
Oh, wow.
And then I asked, he said, yeah, you told me to read it, Prabhu, but I didn't know that you were definitely going to read it. And then I was so happy and touched with that thank you, Prabhu, you read it to Gopinath. I know that he can see it from anywhere, especially from inside, but still he read it. That was a great reciprocation for me. And
that's very nice.
Yeah, Brahma Prabhu does it. Second thing, actually, writing prayers. So is there any way or a process, because I recently started and I'm struggling with it, to write it down using something. I'm not asking actually exactly a format, but something so that, oh, because I cannot copy Kunti Maharani, I cannot copy Vidura, I cannot copy others, because if I'm just writing their prayers down, I'm not able to express myself.
Yeah,
And I have to express myself, I'm directly writing whatever my doubts are or questions are,
yeah.
not praying it. So
So, okay, I will answer this question, but maybe we can park the questions for the last, okay? So for this part, I'll just say that whatever you're feeling right now, you're like, even if you're feeling I can't copy Kunti Maharani, I cannot copy other devotees, but I want to pray, but I cannot pray. Help me to pray. This is a prayer in itself. Did you realize? Right? Okay, so we'll move on to the next process. Next process is dasyam. Dasyam is anyone? This is the most difficult one. Very difficult one. Dasyam.
To
Servant.
serve the Lord.
Huh? To serve the Lord? Be a servant? Cultivating
Yes.
the mood of being a servant.
Mm.
You know, they can be any kind of servant. They can be a rascal servant, thief servant, useless servant, right? But cultivating the right mood of being a servant. And then is Sakya. Having said that, we have Arjun Sakhadas on the call, which is very nice. And so Sakya is what? What do you
Friendship.
understand by Sakya? Sorry?
Friendship.
Friendship. Yes, being friend of the Lord, or seeing Lord as my own friend. You know, because Lord can be like, very mean, like he's very nice. So he's our friend. Mahatma Prabhu keeps repeating this: Krishna is our friend, he's in our heart. Krishna is our friend, he's watching us, he got our back, things like that. And then last but not the least is like something that, like, you all can do like this, but you all are not doing it because you guys are moody. Atma Nivedanam. That means
Fully.
surrendering. Sorry? No, go ahead, Rahul. Please go ahead.
I thought you were asking again, so I said it beforehand.
Yes,
Fully
please.
sorry.
Yeah, surrendering ourselves to the Lord. And surrendering can start from any point. We can start surrendering. You don't have to like really, be lost in some rocket science of how to surrender. Whatever you can surrender, some mind, some thoughts, some anarthas, whatever. Like Lord is just happy with us. There is something very nice that my friend Rati Keli mentioned today. She said a super nice thing. She said she was reading Bhagavad Gita with her husband. She lives here in Mayapur now, and I don't know, but she mentioned that she realized yesterday that we don't like have to be a pure devotee to go back to Godhead. We just have to be surrendered to go back to Godhead. That was really like powerful. I mean, if you surrendered, I think it may be a byproduct, right? Like if you surrendered, Krishna will anyway make you, he can do anything. But being a pure devotee is not the only qualification. That was really mind-blowing. I actually invited her to maybe, speak to you, Prabhu's. Let's see if it works out. And so we spoke about the 9 processes of bhakti. Okay, 9 processes. Just remember Shravanam, listening about, hearing about the Lord; Kirtanam, speaking about the Lord; Smaranam, remembering the Lord; Pad Sevanam, serving the lotus feet of the Lord; Archanam, doing the worship of the Lord; Vandanam, praying to the Lord; Dasyam, seeing the Lord as my friend, being his friend. Sorry, that's Sakyam. Dasyam is cultivating the mood of a servant. Sakyam, seeing the Lord as my friend. And then Atma Nivedanam is surrender. So these things are known as 9 processes of bhakti. Okay. Now, what happens is when we start these 9 processes of bhakti, then somehow we just end up starting another, thing. Okay. Like we start doing something. For example, if anyone has been ever on a weight loss journey, you start working out and you start following some diet so that but then you realize in a bit that, you're fitting into your clothes. And you realize, okay, you've lost some inches, and you've lost some inches from back and from thighs and from waist. So you realize that, okay, you started some process, which is kind of like taking you to some stages now, like you're on the stage that you can fit into this dress. So now the same thing happens here. When we start these 9 processes of bhakti, somehow our 9 stages of bhakti starts appearing, okay? And first stage of bhakti is someone's hand raised? I cannot see it on the screen. Like, I just see a notification. Okay, whoever has a hand raise, just hang in there, okay? I just wanted to quickly finish this and we can open it for discussion. Is someone hands actually raised, or am I in illusion? Anyway.
No, it's my hand. She
Okay.
gave up, but please
Okay.
take your time. No rush.
Okay.
If I got a chance, if not, it's all good.
No. We'll definitely. I just wanted to start 9 stages of bhakti, and then, okay, how about you finish your point, because we haven't started yet, so it's okay. Please.
No, please, Vishaka Prabhu.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, sure. So 9 stages of bhakti, very nice topic, and this is a very good, when you buy these fairness creams in India, they give you a little meter with it, in which you measure your skin tone. Like, today I'm this fair, then today I'm this fair. Have you seen that? I saw that thing, just recently in a store. It was like funny. When I was growing up, I don't recall this, this existed, but it's existing, and everything has meter, you measure your skin tone. And they don't know that we're the soul, not the body, so it's okay. It's fine. So similarly, now what happens is 9 stages of bhakti is kind of like a little, meter like that. It doesn't measure your skin tone. Somehow it allows you to know maybe where you could be standing. And this analysis cannot be done just by your own self. And I don't think the analysis is too much necessary either. Okay, like your service is to just keep doing things and then leave it to the Lord, right? Keep practicing. The first step is Shraddha. Shraddha, what does Shraddha mean? Shraddha Devi Dasi from some temple? No, right? Like, what is Shraddha? Damayanti said yes.
Devotion.
Bhakti Rahul said faith. Having faith in the Lord. Okay, that this process works for me. Sometimes, as a beginner, as a newcomer, we may not be convinced that this process is for me. But then, we have our own realizations with things. We experience like, oh, I was wearing purple. Lord was also wearing purple today. Oh, I was hungry, and, someone just gave me prasadam today. Oh, I was really praying for this. I was really praying for 2 devotees to show up. And then, 20 devotees showed up. Lord is so merciful. Shakiba, you still have your hand raises, like, hey, okay, from before maybe. Okay, sorry. So you see that Shraddha is having that faith that this process works, right? Because not everyone can have faith. Then second thing is sadhu sangha. Okay, you all are sadhus. Getting together every Saturday, Sunday with you all is like really something I look forward to. Third one is bhajana kriya, which includes devotional services that you all do. You see how elevated you Prabhus are. So please, just maybe take this traditional, Bengali remedy of spices or something. Go in front of the mirror and make sure you take out all the evil eye from me, because you all are doing so well, super elevated. Bhajana kriya is getting engaged in devotional service. Okay. Then next one is anartha nivritti. My favorite one, because I definitely know this process started before Shraddha. This stage even started way before Shraddha. So anartha nivritti is a stage, you see, where all the anarthas which is within my heart, they start boiling up. Okay, it's like a big pot. Have you seen, sometimes there are pots, maybe clay pots or some kind of pots which have some lot of dirt and dust inside. So outside they're looking very shiny and nice. Why are you all crying? And there's such a show off in Bhaktamonil and Damayanti, like such elevated devotees, like appearing like, oh, how much contamination they are. They're very nice devotees. So you see the pot, it's very hard to clean inside. And you're just like busy cleaning it, you're putting all liquid like chemicals, etc. It's not getting cleaned, right? So this is our nirvana stage. And the thing is that sometimes we know what chemical and detergent would work, but we're still not in a mood to use it, right? And now what happens is Lord decides to clean. When Lord decides to clean, his love is very tough. Sometimes, or most of the times, I don't know. So anartha is a stage. Basically, you can again see it like a dirty room, super dirty room. Like imagine this room where I'm sitting or wherever you are sitting. Mine is very clean. Maybe yours is dirty. That's a very so you see like there is a room which is super dirty, and now in your morning service hours you're handed over a broom, and a Lysol wipe to just clean the room. And now Aditi goes inside and she's like, she started cleaning the room, but now all the dust is just flying. And now she's getting more sick. She's like, oh, I think I can live in the dirt, but I don't think I can clean this room. Have you got sick because of cleaning? I mean, you might have been okay living in a dirty room, but you got more sick actually cleaning the room. That is the nirvana stage. But eventually, when the room is completely clean, it will be like a perfect place for some prasadam and kirtan and some reading, right? So now this is what happens. This chemical, this detergent that can clean our heart is chanting, reading, but I'm not convinced. I want to be a little lazy, and then I want to be like, oh, my nurse says the Lord is very nice. He will take care of me. And then Lord decides to do an activity for you because you're not cleaning your heart. Let me help you with it. And when Lord helps, oh my God, his love can be really tough. Really, really tough. But the thing is, even if Lord's love is tough, he still never leaves you. Krishna never abandons us. Never, ever, ever, ever he abandons us. He always have plans for us that he may reveal. But he's always there, always there listening to us. Always. But the thing is that he doesn't, not necessarily he want to run on my command. Like, Lord, please answer me now. No, I will not. Like, if you look at Lord as the Father, and if you see it from in a very materialistic standpoint, like as if Krishna is not, some spiritual being, and he's just a human like us, we would actually think he's a very weird Papa. Like imagine if I am in pain and Krishna is my Papa, and someone asks me that how is your relationship with your Papa, and then I'd be like, oh, I don't know. He just plays flute all the time. When I ask him, he doesn't respond. And then he has quite a lot of girlfriends. And at the same time, he just likes to dress up nicely. He's not paying attention to any of my emotional needs. I'm continuously praying. I'm writing letters, he's not praying. But, we can think from all that. And this is actually what happens when devotees, they're into difficult phase of their lives, or they're in an nirvana stage. They're actually bringing down Krishna from that level to that level where they are. Lord, you are not responding to my prayer. That means you don't love me. Right? So it's very important that we understand that nirvana happens and Krishna always has some funny, unique way. He never has a straight thing to do. One straight way, okay, now I'm gonna chant some mantra and here my devotee gets purified. No, he has just some funny ways to teach you some realization along the way, to feed you some prasadam along the way. So, but the thing is, nirvana stage is very important and it's very nice. And in my case, it started way before Shraddha also. So I don't know where you are at. So anartha is where the cleansing of the heart and unwanted desire, ignorance stops. Okay, Shanshi, can you hold on to your thought, Prabhu? Okay, thank you. Then comes nishtha. Nishtha means being steady, unwavering. And I see that quality actually in Rohan. Very steady, and even in Vatsal, very, very steady, unwavering, and nothing, can, nothing can affect them. They'll keep doing things. even if things go against them. Like we see so many, there's so many personalities in Bhagavatam also who go through a lot, and they have all reasons to not be devotees. All reasons to just leave Krishna consciousness. But they don't leave because they have they're really steady. There's nothing that can take them away. Okay. Then comes ruchi. Ruchi means where you have taste for chanting. Have you seen some people? They're everything is very nice, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, can I just maybe go to the balcony and chant my rounds there? Can I just actually just going back to Nishtha, because Rahul had mentioned no, sorry. That's for another one. Okay. Anyway, sorry, please ignore. So for ruchi, having taste, when you start developing the taste, you don't show up for 2 Mangalartis and then you're feeling like, oh, I'm gonna get paralyzed. I need to go for Mangalarti. That kind of love, you're feeling deficient of Krishna consciousness. You're feeling deficient of being with devotees. So that is ruchi. Then comes ashakti. Ashakti is deep attachment to Krishna. Deep attachment to Krishna. And I think where what Rahul was kind of saying was about pujaris, and remind they have so much attachment for Gopinath. All the pujaris have so much attachment for the lordships. No matter what happens, they will show up. And in all countries. So ISKCON is everywhere. Right now it's so hot and humid. Oh my God. It's really very humid here in Maya. And then, Brahma Prabhu, Mother Satvitanu, and other pujaris, they show up even when it's snowing. I know that I've heard there were incidents where there was a power cut, and because Gopinath was taking bath with cold water, Brahma Prabhu also took bath in cold water. And in Kyarinda, it's already so cold, right? This, there's so many other temples, and with different kind of, climatic condition in circumstances, but pujaris, they show up. So they are really have this quality of Ashakti, deep attachment for Krishna. It's not like they're going to get something to just going to wind up things here and then move on. So those of you from the residents like Sarthak, Aryan, Subhadra, I would just maybe request you to please turn on your camera. I don't like staring at a blank screen. I don't know, I'm talking to Zoom or anyway, I'll just move on. One second. Okay. Next one is now comes the main thing that I wanted to talk about is bhava, the 8th stage. So you see, we started with this topic that, oh my God, the time is almost done and we haven't even started bhava. That's just the main, the hero of the story today. Oh, Krishna. Anyway, it's all Vishesha's fault. But anyway, so 8th is bhava. Bhava is you can call it a spiritual ecstasy and a preliminary stage of prema. And prema is the last one, which is the ultimate love for Lord, the highest love for Krishna. Very, very nice. I'll just take 5 minutes and I'll try to finish it. Okay, so that we can finish this verse as soon as possible. Is it okay if I just take 5 more minutes than regular? Yes or yes? Okay, I can't understand. Okay, all right. The director has said yes, so I would just Okay, all right. So this is really, really nice. Really, really nice. Bhava is the 8th stage. And all this that I told you was just the context. This verse is actually revolving around this bhava. So you do the 9 processes, and then you start coming on to these 9 stages. And then in the 9 stages, there is the 8th stage where, the party begins. And bhava is basically spontaneous attraction towards Krishna. Very spontaneous. I think I will maybe take this topic next time, maybe tomorrow or something. because I think like it won't be, I can't do it in 5 minutes. So very, very beautiful topic. And it's very important also. And I think we can be more interactive. So I'll just maybe stop now and we'll discuss Bhava tomorrow. Does anyone have any questions? They want to add something? And yes, Vishesh.
Thank you, bro. I think it's only good that you saved Bhava for tomorrow because it's like the penultimate. So my reflection or thought is about anartha nivritti because often I hear devotees talking about I'm running into difficult situations, so it's anartha nivritti. But then I also notice that they themselves have acted in not very smart ways. So sometimes we blame on the process but not take responsibility. I was focusing on the word nivritti and I was just thinking, like, what does it really mean to be in anartha nivritti as a stage? And then I Googled that vritti means leaning or orientation. So ni means opposite of it. So ni vritti means where you have the opposite orientation or disorientation towards anarthas, which are kam, krodh, lobha, and all. So during our stages of bhakti, when our leaning or orientation becomes against these anarthas, the very thought of them disgusts us or we're not attracted to them, then only we can progress towards the next step. It's not only that if we run into difficult situations, then one day they'll be over and then we'll get into the next step. We still may be wanting to lean on to anarthas. They may still be very much present. So that I wanted to just remember that is the core thing. And of course, difficult situations help us to look at these anarthas within us because people have very less awareness, including myself. So that's a part of it. But the core of it is to have a knee vritti against these anarthas. So
Yeah. Yeah. And then when you just keep chanting, they go away. Like, yeah, I mean, that unalterability happens. Like the desire to just love, like that attachment starts dying. Very nice point, Prabhu. Yes, Monil, Bhakta Monil or Monil Brahmachari, which one do you prefer? I
Monil
know
is a
you prefer Monil Brahmachari. I know you prefer that.
so Prabhu, on the same lines what Vishesh was talking, then I have one more point. So I was listening to a class and the speaker was talking about how it's not only anarth nivritti but arth privritti also. So you you leave what is undesirable, and it's like I want to expand on this point. Like it will not happen just by itself. You know, our taste or our desire for that anartha, because we are attached to that anartha in some ways, you know, we want to do those things. So that anartha nivritti means that desire or that taste for that anartha will go away. We would not want that anartha to be there. So that will happen, and then our taste for the process of devotional service, chanting, hearing, that will increase. So it happens simultaneously. So when anartha is going down, the artha will go up. So the good things will also go up. It's like both ways. And I think it also works in a way that if we increase this, then our anartha will also go down. So if we increase our hearing, then the anartha will also go down. So this was one point. And you mentioned one interesting point that we need not be a pure devotee to go back to Godhead. So but then you said that we need to have complete surrender to Krishna. So I was thinking, if you have complete surrender to Krishna, then you will be anyway fully Krishna
Yeah,
conscious. Because,
it's a byproduct. And I saw you
yeah,
nodding also, yes.
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 It's like when you fully surrender to Krishna, there's nothing other than Krishna that you're thinking. So
Yes.
you're anyway fully Krishna conscious then.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so nice, right? Like all of a sudden we just all got a new direction. So it's very nice.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you for sharing that, Monil. Yes, Shriyanshi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much, Monil Prabhu, for sharing that. Actually, I would like to add. So, you said, right, like Krishna sometimes is tough love. So, basically, what happens, he tries. So, the same situation keeps happening. It's like a loop. And unless you learn the lessons, unless you do everything like the forgiveness and you learn, because a lot of times, even though you, for example, somebody knows the theory, they have read the book, they're discussing, but they're not implementing because maybe they're doing things, some things in the mode of ignorance, and we don't know that is in a default. So to take out those default habits that we have is also another task, but we have to do eventually. And Krishna makes sure that you have to do that, unless otherwise you cannot go to the next chapter of your life. So it's like a learning lesson. You have to get through the grind, and there is no shortcut. So
How wise.
just wanted to add.
How wise. I feel like you're all going to start initiating disciples from tomorrow onward. Actually, it's very nice reflections. I love it. Yeah, if there's no shortcut, then there's only resisting it is the most stupid, thing to do. And it's very, very nice. Very beautiful, Shanshi. Arjun, Sakha Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, really nice lecture. I have just one question to ask.
Yes, please.
That's like you talk about anath nivriti, but I have personally seen in my devotional practice life that when I joined Krishna consciousness, before I was having so many flaws and everything, bad habits and everything. But when I joined, they should be removed or something like that by practicing it. But they become more visible, more frequent, and we pay more attention towards them now. So what's that stage? Because now they get like earlier I was having opportunities, but I was having difficulty to achieve those habits. Like if we are going for intoxication or something, we have to plan everything and go. But now we are in bhakti, Krishna gives us a very easy way to do that thing, just to stimulate that thing. Krishna gives very easy way I can do and go, but earlier it was very difficult. So what's that thing?
It sounds like Anant Nivriti to me. I mean, unless someone else wants to add anything, it's like, you're saying it's more visible. That means like, there's a torch that is turned on and you can just feel it. You can see like how much dirt the room has collected. So it's that, Krishna consciousness and the process of your bhakti is just allowing you to see that process, does that make sense, Arjuna? Sakha, that's Prabhu.
I would say a little bit, but not
Yeah.
fully. Like
Yes. I mean, explain me more. Explain your question maybe a little bit more.
like it's like I'm saying that earlier we were all having like all kind of bad habits and everything before starting in devotional life. So
Yeah.
anath nivriti means cleansing all of them.
Yeah.
So by practicing Krishna consciousness. But now when we are practicing Krishna consciousness, that Maya of Krishna is hindering us more rather than doing it less. Like, yeah, you can go it today and everything.
Yeah,
That should
I get your point now. So I mean, if you're thinking that before Krishna consciousness you had anarthas and you started chanting and it just went away, your anarthas went away, that did not happen. I mean, anartha nivriti takes time. It's not, I mean, some people, I don't know, maybe a full lifetime, maybe 2 lifetimes, 3 lifetimes. I don't know how many lifetimes, but it doesn't happen right away. So that's what I was saying, that it's still the stage of anartha nivriti. So if you're feeling that you're like, not you're feeling, but like you're just giving an example that maybe the desires are a little more prominent again, and we're studying that is attachment to those desires, and for which the solution is more like Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya or chanting the holy name, sadhu sangha, the other 9 processes that we discussed. But it is anartha nivriti. That stage is also anartha nivriti. Anartha nivriti stage is, I think, the most prominent one, because it's like a lot of conditioning and it takes time. And maybe if step 1 is done, this doesn't mean there's no step 2, step 3, right? Like maybe step 1 is just the walls are dirty. Step 2 is like after some time, maybe I need to do the ceiling. I have to clean the ceiling. Then maybe another step is to clean the floor, and maybe next step is to paint the heart. So a lot of devotees struggle. I mean, even like many devotees have struggled, for a very long time. So that's my understanding. Unless someone wants to add something to this. Yes, Shriyanshi, please go ahead.
Prabhu, I would like to add, because I am also pretty new to Krishna consciousness. So I remember, like, when I got into the bhakti section of the Bhagavad Gita, like that's the in between, like that's sandwiched and that's the cream of the Bhagavad Gita. Every time I completed one chapter, the Maya used to literally knock at my door, and there was always a havoc. So I used to cry to my Shiksha Guru, like, this is what is happening, and he's like, so it is tough, but you have to face it. Please face it. Please work on it. This is the time. And at least you know what are your anarthas. A lot of people don't even know their anarthas. To be aware is also like a mercy from the God, like that He's trying to show you the picture, the mirror. So just clean the mirror, take the time, be kind to yourself. I think, forgiving others is difficult, but forgiving yourself is the most difficult part, because sometimes you're like, how did I do it? Like, this is not me. So you have to be kind to yourself also, give yourself as much time as possible, but do the work. That's all I can say.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing. Arjuna, did you feel helped?
Yes, Prabhu. Really, thank you. And now I understand many part of it, much
Okay.
part of it.
Okay, thank you.
Can I add
Oh,
something real quick to that?
yes,
Yeah.
Shakiba, please. Go
So,
ahead.
so I would say for any habit that you have that is destructive, one thing that really helps is to kind of like meditate upon it and see why from the first place you got attracted to that bad habit. Like from what so let's say you felt lonely, you felt unloved, you felt you want to distract yourself, you felt like anything, and just find another remedy on top of it. And if something is coming back and back and back, it's kind of like if you already had that lesson done, you would never repeat it again. So that's also the game. It's not only Lord who is testing you, that test is also for yourself as well to see how much you have grown. And then if you think you still have a way to go, just try like new paths and try new ways to like find a solution for yourself and always be patient. So another thing that I quickly wanted to add is surrendering and letting go, I believe is the one of the most like greatest things to do as like to in when it comes to spiritual advancement. So I think number one thing before letting go is to let it be. So first practice to let it be, and as you're letting it be, surrendering comes by itself.
Thank you, Shakiba. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And tomorrow we'll see you for discussing Bhava. Jivadoya is going to do a wonderful task today. Right after this class, he's going to write down some prayers. So if you so desire, please join him. Think like maybe the Lord is actually present and he'll sanction anything that you ask for. And I already gave you a hint whom to pray for. So you can use your time in the best possible way. Have a very happy Krishna conscious day, day, and of course stage. Think about these 9 processes of bhakti. Like what all are you doing? Are you really using it somehow in your day? In some way, are you where could you be in the 9 stages? Not that you should be too attached to anything, but still give it a thought and reflect upon it, and tomorrow we'll discuss Baba. All right. Wow, Shivani says, okay, my favorite point. Why don't you just unmute and say, and then we'll finish. Shivani, you want to unmute and...
Yes, I was just saying, very beautiful class, Prabhu. My favorite point from today's class was like the emphasis on being very steady about, you talked about Nishtha, right, in Bhakti, and having complete faith in Krishna. So thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and then can you find out two, 3 personalities from Bhagavatam who have actually done that, and we'll discuss that, okay?
Yes.
Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shikshashtakam ki jai.